God's sake. You can only piss with the cock you've got. What is up YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Life of a Jobbing Plumber. Today we're swapping out this radiator. Look at the pipes work. Look at the state of that. There's a bloody kink in it. No kink on this one, but it's horrendous. So just met the customer at the job. He's bought a new radiator, designer one, anthracite by the looks of it. Hopefully the brackets are not tiled round behind, as in, no, but there is old brackets. Oh, for God's sake, there's tiles missing where older radiator's been in the brackets are, so you're going to be able to see them. Basically, I said to him, I can't tidy them pipes up. He said the pipes basically piss him off because they're a mess. I said, there's not a lot I can do with them. So I can try and tidy them up, but he's got the same width radiator again, so that just is what it is. I'm going to have to do very similar to what they've done, but a little bit neater. That looks like a hand pulled bend and not a machine bend, so we'll use machine bends. But now there's going to be holes behind. Oh, for God's sake. You can only piss with the cock you've got. That's the saying, innit? So let's get these two valves shut off. We're on a combi boiler here, so I'm just going to, this is upstairs as well. So I'm just going to shut these two off, undo that union and drain the radiator down. So at the minute we're just emptying the radiator because both the valves are off. So when that's finished, I can lift the radiator off, flip it upside down and get that out. That's actually a nice radiator, this. I love the traditional column ones. Oh my God. It's got a big crack in that tile as well. Put in the comments now, what do you think this is going to look like with that on. YouTube would knock my video off if I said what I think it's going to look like. So this valve's actually passing, so normally I'd be taking the brackets off, hanging the new radiator before taking pressure off the system, but we'll do it now so water don't run underneath these tiles and down underneath on top of the ceiling downstairs. This is the reason why tiles crack. One, there's probably nothing behind it. Oh, for God's sake, phone just not stopping. Yeah, there'll be nothing, no adhesive behind it. And two, they haven't tapped the plug in. So when they put the screw in, the plug's expanded in the tile and just. So always tap your plug in on a tile. I mean, you can get away with it sometimes if you're using not so much of a wide diameter screw, but they're like 12s then. So they're very wide. So I'm not surprised it's popped the tile. I'm going to knock these plugs in, wipe all this down, get rid of pencil marks, and then we'll find our centre. I mean, I could just centre it, no, it's going to, no, centre it window. Centre it window down, stop complicating things. Find centre of window, which is 1.50 m, so 525 is our centre. Level line down the centre, something like that. Get the radiator. I've got to find the centre of the radiator then. 390 is centre. Right. And we get our brackets. The good thing about these is you can put your brackets wherever the hell you want it, really. I'm going to try and keep away from these. So I'm probably going to put them hooked, or opposite way around, on that. Then we can find our centre to our screws. How do I lose my pencil so bloody much? Got it. So it's a 600mm high radiator and he wants it as low as possible. But I've got to be aware that I need to try and get my pipes, the bends and stuff in, so I think maybe that'll be the bottom of the rad. That's what I'm going for anyway. So then to work out where I'm going to put it, I'm just going to put these brackets on the bottom of the rad. And the pencil mark I've just put on the floor, I'll then add 20mm pencil mark, 20mm lower, 40, 20. It's going to be at the bottom of our brackets. It's quite straightforward now, this bit. Level line down. And that's where our first bracket's going to be. I'll get them two drilled now and mounted because it's only a small radiator. Drop it on the bottom brackets, place these on behind the radiator, and I can get a decent mark instead of messing around trying to measure off the radiator itself. Great start. My battery's dead. Picture. Pencil mark underneath that now, and that's our height for our top bracket, so I'll put a level line through. No baffles in this radiator, there's no inlet and outlet sticker on it, so that's good. Double check it's level. Got some nice anthracite valves, so just put some rapid blue on there. First and third thread all the way around. Screw it in and tight and let that set for about 15-20 minutes. Do not let this drip on anything because it will stain. There might be a little bit of water left in this side because I did release the pressure off the TRV end, not this one, but I'm going to do this side first. Not sure why I've chosen this. Yeah, it's stopped running now. I'm going to cut it off on a part of the pipe that isn't crushed and kinked from coming up out of the floor. There will be a little bit of water left in this. Not loads though. Looks like the paint's going to come off alright as well, which is a little win, but we'll just clean that off with a bit of abrasive strip. A little bit of a top tip, straightening out coiled copper. Stand on the end you've cut and just roll it along the floor and get a nice straight piece of pipe. Just lucky we are using the bender and not any elbows because I haven't got any. Oh, I'm going to have to guess where this wants to be and what kind of angle it's coming out the floor at. We'll go for like a 45 degree at the minute. It's more than 45. Miles more. God. It is near enough bloody 90. So just pull a bit more on that. Don't want to go too much though, just do a little bit of time. Should get away with that now. So I'm going to solder a coupling on there. So it mustn't quite be right. Look at the state of that coupling actually, it's flat. Someone must have stood on that. Yeah, I'm going to solder a coupling on there. And these are 15mm valves, so I'm going to use a long 10 to 15mm end feed reducer. I don't like the bullet reducers, the brass ones. I just prefer these. So a lot of plumbing work, especially like this now where you're working to a pipe which isn't straight or parallel or anything like that, level. You just got to kind of eye it up from the front. So I've got the valve up, I'll be able to push that back as long as it's in line with the centre of where it's going inside the valve. That'll be alright. So I'll just get a straw and blow down that to clear out any excess water. Ready for me soldering up. Blow down it, do not suck it. I don't have a clue what this is, but I know that I don't want to burn it. So I'll angle the flame away from that. When you're soldering, you've always got to have an open end. You can see it bleeding out now, because obviously it builds up. The water will build up a little bit of pressure for the heat. It want to push out somewhere, so if that valve was on and off and you was trying to solder that up, it would just blow the fitting and find a little hole in it. So always have an open end. Now when that's cooled down, we'll dry it off, cool it off, sorry, with a wet rag. Place that inside there against that, and then we can get a mark then on our height, and I can solder that reducer in there. Always clean your pipes off, otherwise in a couple of weeks to months time it'll go all bloody green and manky, the flux. Not an olive. There's no need to paste this union because of the rubber washer on it. Most of the new ones actually come with that. But yeah, you got to paste up your nut and olive. You don't have to, but I just find it compresses to the pipe a little bit smoother. It's not there for stopping leaks, it's just a jointing compound. So that's all tightened up now. I'm not even sure how water even gets through this with the state of that flat kink on it. But ideally the tile floor wants going up and it wants replacing. Whoever fit the radiator last time, it's a bloody joke. Yeah, we'll just wipe all this off, this paste. Shut this valve off so there's no open end, because if you have two open ends, air can get in and they'll let water out that side and won't be able to solder it up. But this is an Allen key type valve, so we'll close this off and then we can start work on the other side. So that's what I've opted to do with that side. You can just about see the missing tiles behind, but I don't know when you stand back. You can't really. However, the pipework still looks horrendous. Both them two valves are off. I will put the bleed points in now just in case one of them isn't off. Then we'll go and repressurize the boiler, but I'm leaving the radiator off. One, so I can put an inhibitor in, and two, so when I open that valve up, if I can hear the water coming through to make sure that that kink I haven't made that kink any worse. I mean, I was very gentle and it was already kinked to start, so I'm hoping I haven't, but you never know, the radiator might not even soldering worked in first place. Oh, right. I could put an inhibitor in there, but I don't like touching them, buddy. Them type style Magna cleans, they're not my favourite. That's always a positive start, pressure shooting up straight away. I mean, it is dropping back down, like. But I trust my work. Leave it at that for now and just go and have a check, feel round of what we've done. Make sure there's nothing leaking, but we're only live up until the valves. And there goes my phone. Again! Just have a feel round, everything feels nice and dry. I'll go and get my little inhibitor filling thing and some inhibitor. We'll get that dropped into that radiator. It's not my system, it's the first time I've worked here before. Phone, again. And I don't know, I didn't test the inhibitor when I emptied the radiator, I just chucked it straight down the toilet. So it's always worth putting a bit more in. It didn't smell like it had any in. Who remembers when an inhibitor used to smell? You could tell when it had an inhibitor in. I think it was like Fernox. Open the air vent. So obviously when you want water in, the air needs to push out somewhere. And I always put a towel down because sometimes these things do leak. That didn't take long at all, did it? Right, shut that air vent off. And we'll open this side up first, and if we hear the big of water, it means we have got circulation through this pipe. Oh yes. BEA beautiful. That's all full now. We'll just go and repressurise the boiler and turn the heating on. Whilst we wait for the heat to warm up and check this radiator's all up and running, working nicely, we'll get the hoover up all that radiator, swipe it all down and put them back on for what it's worth. Well, the pipe work in this house, I'll not show you the outside of the house because that's not fair for the customer, but you can tell the type of house I'm working in. And there's probably shallow joists knocking around and they didn't want a notch and stuff like that. You can just tell where the pipe works. So as I said before, you can only with the cock you got. Lovely. And that is it, job done. She's nice and warm. Obviously topped up with an inhibitor. Customer's not in at this property, so I'm going to leave that on the window to prove I've done it, because who's saying you did it? Do you know what I mean? Knock the heating back off now and we'll get on to the next one. Who knows what I'm going to have in store, because even I don't know what's coming up next. I remember moaning a few months ago about how quiet it was and where the jobbing jobs have gone. Granted, the jobbing jobs still haven't really come back. This is, I suppose, but it's service time of year. Everyone's just after a boiler service. They met rubbish content, so I never filmed them. And there you go again. Just constant phone calls. It is 5 to 11, and on phone calls and text messages, I bet I'm on 15 inquiries off different people. Easily. I've not answered the phone to anyone yet because you can't get anything done. How do you cope when you're a sole trader, work on your own, and the phone is just constantly going? How do you get any work done? Well, let me know in the comments. I'm whinging, I shouldn't, but I am.